third time's a charm. I've got some stuff sent to me from Gulikit. Well, actually, his name is Jim, but there's this guy that sells stuff on Amazon. He sells 8-bit dough, Gulikit, and retro flag stuff. He's a reseller, but he's really nice, or at least I think he is. I never actually talked to him before. He's just sent me a lot of controllers and other gaming things to my P.O. box over the years. Thank you very much, Jim. And I always feel bad because they've sent so much stuff to me, and I've never made a video really about it on the main channel just because I don't have a contract with anybody. This doesn't really fit the main channel too well. Maybe if it worked with a Game Boy, I don't know. But I wanted to give this controller a shot because it's a really nice controller. It's a pro controller. It's a Max controller. And then I got one of these and I was like, okay, well, maybe I could use this with my PS3 because personally, not a fan of the DualShock 3 or DualShock 2 or DualShock. I like DualShock 4 and DualSense. Those are amazing controllers. But anything before DualShock 4 is terrible, in my opinion. I am not sorry. Too small controllers. But anyways, I wanted to use this as a PS3 controller, which sounds insane. I know. It's not possible. This comes with a USB adapter, and plugging that into the PS3, it won't work. Using this on a PS3, well, I was going to say that doesn't work. I haven't gotten this to work with any console yet. It's called the Goku Wireless Controller Adapter. And excuse me for not being a weeb, but isn't Goku like super strong and powerful? Shouldn't this just work without being annoying or tedious? Because all I've found online since I haven't been able to get this to work is you have to connect an original controller to turn it on and power it up and like trick the console into thinking you're using a real controller with a real controller, but then you're just using this controller. I don't know if I'm doing a good job of explaining this because I'm really confused. And again, I haven't gotten this to work. Maybe it doesn't even work at all on the PS3, but I tried to do this on my Xbox Series X because, well, I was playing Halo and I was trying to be somewhat competitive. So I wanted to get something that had some hair triggers that didn't require a bunch of modding to do. And I wanted to have back buttons so I could have an edge in the game, I guess. I don't know. But I couldn't get it to connect to my Xbox, and it was super frustrating. So, what have I done to use this controller to test it? Well, I connected it to my Steam Deck, and I've been using it docked. And how do I use it docked, you say? Because he sent me a dock alongside of a lot of this other stuff. I think it came with this controller and this adapter. And the dock's great. I have no complaints about the dock. We've got 3 USB 3.0 ports. At least I assume they are since they've got the blue thing on that. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah. Anyways, this is just for the power adapter. You don't get to have any USB-C functionality out of that. And we've got HDMI out. I don't know what it is, if it's 2.0, 2.1, probably just 2.0. And then we've got Ethernet adapter. I have no idea what the speeds are for this thing, but it probably doesn't matter that much. And of course, it's got clicky switches for these things that do absolutely nothing. They're just for show and for clicking. But it is a cute little dock and it's great. It's got vent holes that probably really don't do much. And I've been using that with my Steam Deck to get this controller to be somewhat useful. I really don't play my Steam Deck docked. I'd like to play this handheld because it's a handheld. And if I wanted to play PC games, I would play it on my PC. And so I also did that a little bit. I actually downloaded Halo on my computer and I was playing this the other day with this controller. And it's great. It was great on here too, by the way. But this controller is fantastic. I really have no complaints about the functionality of this controller. It has all of the buttons you could need for all the different consoles or console because, again, doesn't work with the other two main competitors in the console space. Just Nintendo, just your phones, and PC. But it's got a home button, a capture button, the plus, the minus, the whatever the heck button that's supposed to be in the little settings thing. I don't know everything about this controller, and maybe you're like, well, that's stupid. Why are you reviewing it? I'm not. I mean, yeah, it's a review. I don't know. This is the third time I'm recording this video. It does come with a carrying case, which is pretty cool. And the carrying case not only has a cutout for charging if you want to leave it in the case and charge it at the same time, but it's got indications for like how to change the settings without having to have this wherever you go. And on top of that, if you want to swap what the buttons are on this thing, because it's right now in the Xbox style, if you want to have it in Switch style, you can do that. In the carrying case, you would normally find the dongle, the USB dongle that is currently connected to my PC. And then you can find this thing where you can pull out a button. It's just as simple as that. It's like pulling a keycap on a keyboard, and then you could swap out to any other buttons you want. In theory, you could have your buttons be XXBB or YYAA or any of those combinations. Really doesn't matter. You can be a silly little goofball, a little silly goose graduating from Silly Goose University. But really, to me, the best part is having the 4 optional back buttons, the paddles, which I'm more of just a 2-paddle person. I think 4 is too many for my small brain. Also, it gets a little cramped. You got 4 of these style of paddles and 2 of these like nubbin ones. They're pretty easy to just pull out and pop back in if you want to put it down low. Maybe you want them offset, whatever. It works however you want. And this is my favorite part, swapping between full analog and hair trigger. And you don't have to just do a mod where it's like pretty much permanent and you can't swap it back and forth, or you have to do it to both. I don't know. This is really cool. I love this feature the most. Just being able to slide that and bang, FPS mode, or I'm playing a racing game. I don't know why I'm making pew pew noises for a racing game, but yeah, I don't know how to review controllers. I like this thing though. And for $80, it's not bad. And I really felt like I should review this controller, or at least talk about it in some sort of way on the second channel, because I didn't just get this one. I got this one too. This came more recently. This was like a month ago. This came in, but I don't think Jim really keeps track of who he sent what, because I mean, this is the Max and this is just the Pro. He's already sent me this once and he sent me another one. So I got 2 of them. Awesome. But I didn't realize until the first time I was trying to record this that this is actually different, because this is just the Pro model and not the Max model. So I'm guessing this is the more budget option. It does come with a USB-C. The white one probably came with one too, but I just don't know where it went. Same paperwork and stuff in there, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't come with the swappable buttons, but it does come with the dongle, and you've got 2 little nubbins for back buttons, and that's it. Still have the 4 spots for it, but you only have 2 that you can use. Interesting. I believe, oh, no, it's not. I was about to say, I believe that these are the same controller. You just get less attachments for the Pro, but you don't get the slidey trigger. It's just full analog triggers. Man. Okay, well, this is still a very comfortable controller, and I guess you can have the back buttons, but the triggers were my favorite part. Okay, so this one's $60 versus $80 for the full package. I guess $20 is kind of a big difference there, but I don't know. I just don't see why you would go cheap out on this. I shouldn't say cheap out. That's not the right word, but I feel like there's comparable controllers for this at this price. And I don't know. I would spend the 20 extra bucks to get the full package here if this controller satisfies your needs. If you're expecting to play this with your PlayStation or Xbox, don't expect that. If you really want this style of controller for your Steam Deck or any other handheld PC, or I guess any other handheld emulator that allows for Bluetooth controllers, your phone maybe, if you're doing a lot of gaming on your phone and you use a controller for that, I don't know. Or if you're wanting a nice PC controller, like this is so much cheaper than the DualSense Edge, and it's so much cheaper than the Xbox Elite controllers. And I think they're very comparable. I think this is close as you're going to get for half or less than half of the price. Like this for $80 versus like $200 for the DualSense Edge, I believe. Or like, I don't know how much the Xbox Elite controller is nowadays. I think this is a slam and deal, but at the same time, that's only like for this use case. You're kind of SOL if you want to use this with your PS5 or Xbox. And this doesn't even say that it works with the PS5, unless the more newer one says PS5 now. No, it does not. Yeah, it's like that's the only part that really keeps me from like recommending this controller. If you don't care about PlayStation or Xbox, but you want a controller like this, absolutely go for this. Otherwise, you're gonna have to spend a lot more money on a DualSense Edge or an Xbox Elite controller or modding a basic controller yourself. I don't know. This is why I don't review controllers because I feel like I am doing a terrible job right now. I just want to talk about all this Gulikit stuff. Some of it's pretty cool, some of it's mildly cool, and some of it is just disappointing. I think I might try and put this up for sale on my garage sale. I think I'm going to keep the white one. I don't really need this DMG colored one. So I'll list this on my garage sale section on my website. It'll be cheaper than retail and quite literally brand new because you just saw me open it for the very first time. And now it's going to go back in its box because I don't want it. Thanks, Jim. Send me more stuff, please. You're not watching this.